African Union, NEPAD, ECOWAS, Cisco, Microsoft, and Siemens. Your Excellency, our guest lecturer is a fellow and past president of NIFES, is currently a former member of other professional bodies, including the American Chemical Society, American Society of Microbiology, New York Academy of Science, National Business Incubation Association, USA, and Nigeria Biotechnology. Your Excellency, welcome with me to deliver his inaugural speech. Please welcome Dr. Emmanuel Owe Denonu. Please put your hands together for our guest lecturer.
Thank you, God bless. Thank you. First, I want to thank the Badey family and organizers for giving me this privilege to deliver this inaugural lecture. I also want to say, because of time, the chairman and distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we spent so much time, so I'm just going to be very brief. Several things have been said concerning this man, our late, great technocrat in public governance, Albert Tombari Badey, a senior friend of mine, a role model for me in public governance, and I learned a lot from him. And whatever success I had in government in the whole River State was because of the type of mentorship that he gave me, and I want to appreciate him. And this is 90th birthday, posthumously, that really I can never forget him. I just want to mention something before I go into the brief comments, just take a few things. Without knowing, because about Badey's meekness and humility, incredible. I had an experience in 1956 when I was a child, because my late grandmother saw pride in me, because I did very well in an exam, and she chastised me that if I was being proud just because of doing well, very well in a local exam, how about if I could become the best in the country or the best, in international exams. And somehow, my late father had some similarities with late Badey. He finished at King's College in 1935. Just like Badey had the best result in West Africa in his HSC, he had the best result in English-speaking Africa in 1935. And I saw Badey, but he died at 33. So I didn't know him because I was a child. When he died in 1949, I was a child. I didn't know him. So when I saw Badey, I took Badey as a replacement for my late father. His meekness and humility attracted me to him. And I just want to say a few things because we've said a lot about the man. Late Badey was a symbol of excellence. By the way, my paper is already there, and if you go through pages 22 to 30, so it's there. So I'm not going to waste much time on it because the paper is already there in the booklet that you have. But I want to bring out a few things about our late icon. As was mentioned before, he loved the civil service, which was what he knew all the time. Before he became SSG, he has spent 25 solid years of post-graduation experience in really being groomed for 25 years. If you look through the paper, you'll see all the positions he held, how he performed, very outstanding. So when he became SSG and head of service, he really was well equipped. And just like Hakot Atuka said earlier on, ESCO, when we were in ESCO, Badey was Encyclopedia of Public Administration. Because when we finish making our comments, he will be asked to give advice. And honestly, because we served the three governors together, the three governors he served, I also served those three governors. He would just say things where we are trying to go astray. He will very meekly let us know how we are going astray. He put it in such a way and say, I think I'm only a clerk, but I think. Then he will start making his comments. And because he had been in government for so long, institutional memory was so much in him because he really had public service in his blood. He has public service in his blood, and he knew so much, it was inside of him. And when he will give his advice, the cabinet will realize that we need to alter certain things based on his advice. And so the Attorney General and Commissioner of Justice, and especially OCJ Okocha's time too, without your name OCJ Okocha, because I had to compare you with the earlier ones, you stood out also. By the time you give your advice as Attorney General and Commissioner of Justice, we knew we were on the right path. And I want to just thank God that God used this man to bring out the best in River State. One thing I want us to, please, Badey is beyond Ogoni. Badey is a global brand. It's a global brand. It could have been anywhere in the world. Badey would have succeeded. Because later, if you look at the paper, you'll see soft skills and hard skills. The divide between soft skills and hard skills. And those are the global standards. Badey encompassed these things. He could have succeeded anywhere in the world because he was just a global brand. The best of soft skills, the best of hard skills, and of course, the soft skills are responsible for 75% of people's success in life. Studies have shown, Harvard University studies. So, and they are character-based. And it's not what God has made you to be. Badey discovered is not what God made him to be, and he really used it and grew, and thank God for his late father and his late mother that laid the foundation of Christian uprightness, real humility of the highest order, and diligence and spirit of excellence, which he displayed all the time, and he did it so well. I just want to look at some personal examples, how he helped me to succeed. When I was transferred to the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning and reforms, he wanted the government wanted certain things done. And there was too much bureaucracy. And let's do some refining. And there was a contract, Central Computer Facility contract. The contract was virtually finished. But for some reason, people in the service did not want computerization because it will spoil their business, certain things they were doing. When I found out, and I went to Badey, I said, look, are you aware of this Central Computer Facility that almost finished, but just lying idle? I'm going to make sure it's activated, and let us do business with it. And brethren, I want to just thank God. He gave me all the support, and we quickly, with the empowerment of the governor, completed that and used it. I'm talking about 30-something years ago. And within a short time, it made it possible because I was able to get all the transactions of government accounts by 9 a.m. the following day. It's on my desk. So if the governor called me anytime, I was up to date. If the governor called me anytime, I was up to date. And Badey supported me in that reform so much. 9 a.m. the following day, all the transactions of the previous day. So governor never called me before 10 a.m. I was able to give him up-to-date facts about the transactions of government, and so it made things a lot easier, and Badey was very happy for that. And also, for 9 years, unaudited accounts And for accountability purposes, of course, Badey didn't like that. The governor didn't like that. And we said we must do the auditing of these accounts before we hand over to the civilians in about a year. And I want to tell you, the governor himself was so determined. 9 years unaudited accounts. Badey supporting us greatly. We were able to have 3 work streams, just 3 people, just 8 hours each, 24 hours. Generator bought, people work all the time, and within a year, we were able to complete 9 years of unaudited accounts before the handing over. And I want to give God the glory that people like Badey supported, and with the governor, we were able to at least be accountable in bringing these things up to date. There are certain times we had problems, challenges. I was also chairman of the 1.5% derivation fund, and we had serious problems. The civil service, the Minister of Works that was in charge, there was not enough competent hands to handle the projects. And we were having difficulties. And I told Badey, please, I want us to transfer the consultancy from Minister of Works. We want to bring in private consultants. I need your support because they don't have the capability of handling this job. I gave him all the reasons, provided all the evidence why they were not able to cope, and they don't have the capability of being consultants. I convinced him and said, okay, talk to the governor. And because he saw the evidence was so clear, he backed me up, and we now brought consultants from the private sector to come, and within a year, performance improved so much. And when the presidency assessed all the 9 producing states in terms of performance, River States are just the best administered. Thank God for people like Badey who supported a good cause, and may God continue to help us to have such leaders in Jesus' name. Another thing that I want to give credit to the late Badey is about Ministry of Social Development, Youth and Sports. It was a very unknown ministry in terms of financial support because the budgets were always low. Badey had been in local government, he had been in social welfare, and he had so much knowledge and information. So I pleaded with him. I said, look, I need help. He had also been in commerce and industry as PAMSEC. So he knew the private sector, that we had a strong private sector in the whole River State. And I pleaded with him that I needed a great support. And of course, we discussed details of how to go about it. And with his great support and advice, I was able to set up a very strong system where we got so much support from the private sector through social, corporate social responsibility funds. And I want to tell us that if there is integrity and accountability, transparency, private sector is still willing to help tackle social problems in society through the CSR funds. Because I was able to write 61 letters to companies who provide them, because I've done my research, the problems of society from newspaper cuttings, the social problems, identified possible solutions, and now went to companies, please, we need, and of all these problems, which one can you play a role to be a corporate partner of government? And I want to tell us that I had great support, and we were able to get so much support from the private sector. This unknown ministry became the #1 ministry. Almost all the funding came from the private sector. Shell, all the oil companies, many companies, and these companies themselves told me, look, we want to meet with you monthly. We meet monthly to discuss the projects they were sponsoring. And after that, they say, any more projects to sponsor, I'm just letting us know. And they like about that type of integrity, because he advised me, let them know that you're not interested in their money. So by the time I tell them, look, I am not interested in your money. If you like, carry out the projects directly yourself, but just get the projects done. But I will give you publicity. And it was a good advice. I said, look, I'm not interested in even citing your checks. Just get empower the people, carry out these projects. But please, just make sure that the jobs are done. Then I'll give you publicity. And I want to let us know that type of advice you gave me. I said, because once there's integrity, people see transparency, and that you are not just interested in your money, you want to solve problems, which is the advice Badey gave me, which I used, and I found it very, very helpful. And then, as I round up, because other details are there, sometimes you get challenges. I had a major challenge from the World Bank. They wanted to withdraw River State from a project. I said, why? They said, we had no capability to handle that project. I told them it's a lie. I said, no. It means you didn't recruit the right people. If you recruit the right people, we can solve these problems. And the man said, no, they've tried it before, it didn't work. I know, I said, I don't agree. I went to Badey for advice. I said, look, these are my reasons why I want to challenge the World Bank concerning this matter. I want to challenge them. I said, I'm telling them, let me do the recruitment. We can solve these problems. Don't tell me that we don't have capability. So we withdraw River State from that. And I said, I'm ready to write to World Bank headquarters. If you're ready to support me, just say the state government is supporting me. And he said, go ahead. He told the governor, I wrote to the World Bank headquarters giving reasons why World Bank was wrong, that we disagree with them, that these are the reasons why they failed. And of course, finally, it went to World Bank headquarters. They had to reverse their decision. I want to thank Badey for standing by me and for supporting that, look, we can solve problems if we're given a chance to solve these problems. Because of time, I'm not going to say, but there's so many other ways. Every ministry that I was in, Badey was helpful to me. And mostly, giving solid advice. And yet, institutional memory. Sometimes you think that you're doing something new. It will tell you, look, it has happened before. They're only giving it a new name. They're just giving a project a new name. But these are things. It will go from institutional memory and just guide you and help you to do it in a way that he thinks will give us better solutions and more lasting solutions. So I just want to assure us that from all indications, if you read through the paper too, that Badey is a world brand. It's not a local brand. Definitely. And please be assured, the man's humility made people think that he just, I used to call him, you're ridiculously humble. Ridiculously humble, because he will never let you know, agree. Even if I remind him about having the best result in HSC, in the arts, in all of West Africa, he will say, leave that thing, leave that thing. He will just ignore it. You tell him about all the achievements, you say, I beg, leave him, leave him. I'm only a clerk. I'm only a clerk. And one other thing that helped, his father, respect to his father. When he say, if my old man here say I do this thing, I don't kill him. He said, because the standards has been set. So he knew that the father would be so disappointed if he has certain things about him. So he said, if my old man here say I do this kind of thing, he don't die now. He don't die. So clearly, I just thank God for the foundation that was laid, the moral foundation, the uprightness, integrity, transparency. He was ready to stand by what he was brought up in. Just as Proverbs 22:6 says, train up a child the way he should go. When he grows up, he shall not depart from it. Badey is a good example of growing up, raised very well, and was determined to stay by those values until die. And finally, as I finished the paper, I had a ministration from the Holy Spirit about the fruit of the Spirit. And it's there in the paper, even though the printers messed up that area. I saw that because I was close enough to him to know the man. All the 9 components of the fruit of the Spirit, Badey displayed them consistently. And that is the evidence that you are Holy Spirit controlled. That you are Christ-like and you're a true ambassador of Christ. All the 9 components of the fruit of the Spirit, consistently, Badey displayed them. When the Holy Spirit told me, how about that? I went and charged. I put my hands, oh my. I said, That's true. He displayed all these traits. May God grant us the grace to, when we grow up, not to depart from the way we have been raised. Our late icon stood by the values in which he was raised all throughout his life and left a hallmark for us to remember and for us to know that it is good to pass through the earth and be remembered by history in the great ways that our departed leader has shown. The rest of the paper is there, so I just don't want to spend more time, but I just want to tell us that Badey is not a local brand. By the standards, you can have succeeded anywhere in the world, go to the top anywhere in the world. Because nature, God himself had created him that way. And he partnered God to make sure that he didn't disappoint God. May we fulfill destiny and purpose the way our departed icon did, in Jesus' name. Amen.
And thank you so very much, Dr. Emmanuel Dinonu. Your Excellencies, the paper is available and it will be uploaded on the website for the ABCD. It's also in this pamphlet. The paper is available in this pamphlet. You might just want to read through and also experience the knowledge shared. Your Excellencies, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I crave your indulgence? We just have just a few items. I can assure you that in the next 20 minutes, we're done with everything here. Now, we're going to the unveiling of the proposed Albert Badey Center for Development, ABCD. And please welcome with me Ibelema Green. And Ibelema Green will be making a presentation of the vision and mission, Executive Director of the Albert Badey Center for Development, Ibelema Green. Please, you're welcome. You have 3 minutes, Ibelema. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellencies, Royal Majesties present, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, members of the academia, and friends and well-wishers. My name is Ibelema Green, and I am the Executive Director for ABCD. Now, thank you so much, Uncle Deninu. I'm really glad to be here today, and I'm going to do this in 3 minutes so that we can call the host for the unveiling. I'm going to be telling you a story about ABCD. Now, I've heard that we should consider changing the name, and the Board of Trustees have heard it as well, and we'll take that into consideration. What is ABCD? ABCD, like Uncle Deninu would say, is not a local brand. We're a foundation interested in raising leaders to find their purpose, to find their destinies, and to do things well. The vision of ABCD is way beyond just a foundation that should stand the test of time. My father used to tell me a story when I was younger, and we were having an ongoing debate about whether it was good to impact many people or impact just one person. And my father always said, never underestimate the power of one. And that is our singular message in ABCD. We will take one life, one person, one leader at a time, train them, and ensure that they live a life of legacy. Now, the ABCD Foundation is not a foundation that is just merely there for leadership and peace, conflict resolution, and all the other things that our late father stood for. But it's also a walk in history. As you walk through the gates of the ABCD Foundation, you're walking through life history. You're engaging history from the lives of people that have impacted not just River State, but the society at large. As you walk through the classes, you're going to be engaging with leadership lessons, you're going to be engaging with purpose, you're also going to be engaging with lessons in civic responsibility. ABCD is for everyone who has a bent in conflict resolution. The vision and mission is to ensure that we build something that stands the test of time. Legacy is not something to be played with. And like our honorable members have said in different spheres, in different phases, what will you be remembered for? This is something that you want to be a part of. It is something that you want to pass on, your lessons, your life, your experience and expertise. We are creating a space where everyone who has something to offer, especially in the civil service, can be represented. We will be training on leadership, we'll be training on conflict resolution, we'll be training on peace. The vision is way more than we can say in 3 minutes. But as I round off, one man brought us all here today. His life, one principle, one value, one fruit of the Spirit at a time. And that is exactly what we will try our very best to replicate, to change one life, one principle, one value at a time. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope that as we unveil the center and we start to share details in the future, that you will be a part of this foundation. Thank you very much.
And thank you so very much, Ibelema Green, who is the Executive Director of ABCD. Your Excellencies, at this point, I would like to invite to the podium the Chairman, Board of Trustee, ABCD, for the official unveiling and launch of ABCD. Please welcome with me to the podium, distinguished Senator Bennett Birabi. Please, let's put our hands together for the Chairman, Board of Trustee, ABCD, distinguished Senator Bennett Birabi, for the unveiling. You're welcome, sir.
Looks like all the excellencies are good. We have one excellency, the ambassador is still here. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, my friend Osiji Okocha, and my good friend, I don't know what they call them, the Lord, Peter Agumagu, and all protocols observed. When I was told I was chairman of the Board of Trustees of Albert Badey Foundation, what got to my mind was, what would Albert be thinking today? What would be his thoughts today about Ogoni, considering how far we have gone? But I quickly remembered a passage from the book of Isaiah 55, verse 8. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my way, said the Lord. And I definitely thought that if God did not allow it, Badey would not have died. There's nothing that God cannot do. So, a man like Albert Badey and his colleagues could not have died. But the question our ego and pain and anger has not allowed us to ask is, why did God allow this to happen? And this reminds me of the story of Jesus Christ. At the time Jesus was killed, some 2,000 years back, nobody could have figured out what his death and resurrection meant for the humanity. His resurrection is the foundation of Christianity. And the big question is, what would the world have looked like today if there was no Christianity? I believe that God allowed this killing to happen for a purpose, because 32 years on, nobody has come up with one piece of evidence of anything wrong that Albert and his colleagues committed to deserve such a humiliating death. On the other hand, some of the persons convicted for these murders were actually innocent, like one Mr. John Quinen that I know. While some of the main culprits either escaped or were discharged. But to all the families that lost men in this crisis, we send our condolences. The bottom line is that Ogoni, as a people, has degraded immensely, and the future of Ogoni tribe is in dire straits. There is pain and suffering all over the land, felt by both sides. But if Jesus, in his pain and agony on the cross, could forgive and ask God to forgive those who crucified him, and if, as I've said earlier, we believe that Albert could not have been killed if God did not permit, then can we accept the event as God's doing and forgive those who killed him? The sole purpose of all struggles in life, be it money, title, or power, is the pursuit of happiness. And any thoughts and actions, no matter how justified, that do not bring happiness is not worth the time and effort. I was one of the targets of that assassination on that day. I only survived because I was late. So it may sound a bit ironical to hear me preach forgiveness. But is it possible that God spared me for this role, or for a role like this? The Ogoni people today are one of the most unhappy people in Nigeria, evidenced by the way they treat each other. The survivor propaganda used in mobilizing the people has become a lifestyle paradigm. Everybody is scrambling for some form of individual recognition or the other, be it president or chairman, even of a road sweeping organization. Everyone is carrying grudges and resentments and negative feelings for everyone else. I know as a fact that no one can laugh and cry at the same time. So also we cannot be happy while carrying grudges and resentments against each other. Carrying grudges and resentments against someone is like drinking poison and expecting your enemy or your perceived enemy to die. Grudges and resentments and a survivor mental state has practically degraded the Ogonis into beggars and sometimes voluntary slavery, just to any person who happens to be or have any position in government. Forgiveness is divine, and Jesus demonstrated it on the cross. I keep telling my children that when you die and go to God, to God's judgment, God will judge you by your actions, not by the reasons you took them or you acted. I'm therefore proposing that the best birthday present Ogoni people can give Albert Tombari Badey to honor his supreme sacrifice for the Ogonis is that we forgive those who killed him and also ask for forgiveness from those who were innocently or who were innocent but executed along with the killers. I know it's a tough call, but there is nothing God cannot do. May the families of Albert Tombari Badey, the family that he left behind, reap the result of this supreme sacrifice. And in unveiling this, I wish to say that the Badey Center for Development, or whatever the new name that we're going to call it, is going to be driven by that spirit of unity that Albert worked and was killed for. And therefore, I will invite some people to come along. Come, let's see who will get them. I will invite some people to come up here to join. Yeah. Okay. So, do I do that? Yeah. Okay, so you.
May I have the presence of all members of the BOT, please? Can I have a list, a comprehensive list of the BOT members? I want all the BOT members of ABCD or later name to kindly come forward. May I have the list? Thank you so much. I'd like to call on the distinguished Senator Andrew Chendu, please, sir. Could you oblige us to come up? Distinguished Senator Andrew Chendu. Professor Alexis Monzi. If we have Professor Alexis Monzi, please, would like for you to come up. Sir Michael Alagoa. Mr. Tom Badey. Mr. Bobo Badey. Dr. Sira Badey Gbenedio. Dr. Tonia Badey Linden. Mr. Gabriel Deng. Chief Aduate, Chief Note Aduage. Mr. Swage Badey. Otumba Shegun Owóẹyẹ, kindly come up, please. May I kindly ask that we come up? What are the other names? All members of the BOT, please, would like for you to come up, please. Swage Badey, please come up. Otumba Shegun Owóẹyẹ, kindly come up. Chief Aduage Note, please kindly come up. Professor Munsi, kindly come up. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Sir Michael Alagoa, please come up. Mr. Tom Badey, kindly come up. Dr. Sira Badey Gbenedio, please come up. Could you bring down the music a little bit? Music down. Otumba Shegun Owóẹyẹ, please. All members of the BOT would like for you to come up. As many of us that are here. Professor Munsi, please. As many members of the BOT, please, would like for you to come up. Now, media will need a lot of attention here. May I hand over the microphone to Senator Birabi, please?
This project is being conceived in the spirit of unity, peace, and development, not just of Ogoni, but of Rivers State, and by extension of Nigeria. And I believe that the spirit that led Albert Badey through the life that he lived is going to guide this this committee or this board to lead to the expected destiny of this board. So can we join together? Hold on. In the name of God the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, we unveil this and launch this project in Jesus' name. Amen.
Your Excellency, here the official unveiling and the launch of the Badey Center for Development by the members of the Board of Trustees led by distinguished Senator Bennett Binabi. We also have other eminent nationalities, other eminent personalities. Now, Your Excellencies, each of them have 60 seconds to speak. 60 seconds each. Thank you so very much, sir. Can we have the microphone go around? Starting with distinguished Senator. 60 seconds. 60 seconds each.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I count myself greatly honored by the Badey family to be selected to be a member of the Board of Trustees. And this appointment, this selection, I accept wholeheartedly. I believe that in every situation, particularly when the worst happens, God, in his infinite mercies, provides a window of opportunity. Whatever may have happened to Badey and the Ogonis, ABCD has become one channel, one vehicle that will provide opportunity for the reunification of Ogoni people. Badey was my mentor, was my godfather in government. He believed very much in the Ogoni ethno-nationality. Permit me to give two separate examples of how dear he loved Ogoni ethno-nationality. When I was in Rizompam, as the managing director of Rizompam, I was at the same time made a member of the Governor Ugbo's Military Governors Advisory Panel. And we took a decision to recommend to the government of General Ugbo that Rivers State deserves a polytechnic. Because of the confidence Badey had in me, I gave him that information, that this was the decision taken by the Military Governors Advisory Panel, and that a location was being sought for in Rivers State. He quickly took that information, discussed it with the governor, unaware that the recommendation had already been made. He lobbied for it, and Ugbo approved the location of the Polytechnic in Bori today in Bori town. Not only that, 2 or 3 days after the approval, Ugbo was redeployed away from Rivers State in order to make sure that the Polytechnic took off. Badey had to ensure that Ugbo rushed down to Ogoni land to turn the sword of the current Polytechnic. Another incident is the establishment of what is called today the Highland Oil Palm Project in Ogoni land. The board of directors of Rizompam had thought of spreading out the oil palm programs in Rivers State. And we decided to take one to Ogoni area. And I had to brief my confidant and my mentor, late Badey, that we are looking for land anywhere in the upland areas, because we've already located one at the lowland area in Yenegoa. He told me that he was going to meet with some Ogoni people, and that there was a parcel of land that the Ogonis and the Igbos, don't want bias, have fought since 1934, and that the case has been in court, and there has been quite a lot of cannibalism and murder, and that if Reason Palm proceeds to establish the lowland oil palm project there, cannibalism will stop. That decision was taken to the board. The board approved of it. This is the man called A.T. Badey. He wished Ogoni well. Unfortunately, he died for the same cause. So I accept in his memory to be a member of the board of directors of this ABCD. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Sir Nale, please. Let's keep it to 60 seconds, sir. Thank you, sir.
To God be the glory that today we are living witnesses to the floating of this foundation. In the biography of the man we are standing on his name today, A.T. Badey, they say he produced the best HSC result in arts in Africa. Today, our educational system is in tatters. It has been the news lately that Kagote is making some intervention, and I'm part of that team. We went around the 4 local governments, and it is very, very sad, the state of our primary education. And one of the areas that this foundation is looking at is promotion of education. And I think it is very apt and it is timely, and I am excited that we should put our energy into getting our young ones to get the right education so that they can be part and parcel of development of our society. So I'm happy, and I will contribute all that I can muster within me to be part and parcel of it. Thank you, and God bless.
And thank you so much. Sir Michael Aloega.
We thank God for this day. All I can say is that as a member of this board, I will endeavor that we keep to the ideals of our late brother, father, Abba Tombari Badey. Because once I was in Anambra State, and I went to the house of late Professor Humphrey Nwosu with my good friend, who was a cousin of Humphrey Nwosu. And when he told him that I was his friend from Ogoni, he shouted in Igbo, that we did something terrible. It was there he told me that him, when Albert Badey was the ADO in Abakaliki, he was the chief clerk. And it was only 2 of them that were members of the European Club. That I can imagine the caliber of somebody that our people killed. He said just because of his brother, that's why he's allowing me into his house. If not, he could have asked me to go. That's what people, the type of human being, the type of person we are honoring today. So to God be the glory that we are having this today. And I'll strive that the members of this board do everything to keep the ideals and spirit of Abba Badey. They can kill the body, but they cannot kill his aspirations and what he stood for. Thank you so much.
And thank you so much. Otumba Olusegun Oweye.
To God be the glory that this day has finally come. I'm very privileged to be part of this board, and I promise to do my best to uphold to the initiatives of the reason why this board was formed in the first place. I promise to do my best to support whatever projects that will emanate from this initiative. So help me God. Yeah.
Now, just before I allow the Badey to speak, I want to believe that members of the board also understand that this is supposed to be a launching, but again, the speech is well taken. The launching will be done because the chairman of the board of trustees is right here, and I know the chairman would definitely be on that. But again, we're just going to allow 1 minute each, and other members, you will be part of the launching, which would definitely come up. Just a minute, please. Yes, you may go ahead. Thank you, sir. Mr. Gobari Badey.
Thank you. Tom Barry.
Tom Barry, yeah.
Yeah. 1 minute. I'll try and keep it there, that short. Regarding this project, to God be the glory, we will definitely, by the grace of God, ensure that everything works out well. We have no choice as a Badey children. When we hear things concerning our dad, every day, today, yesterday, it's been 32 years, right? There's no week or month that you won't run into somebody, and when you mention your name, they pause and stop, and they say, "You're the son." It's a huge challenge to us, because sometimes in school, when we're in school, there's our principal gave us one poem that we always used to talk about, lives of great men, all remind us. And there's a part of that poem that says, "Leave behind footprints on the sands of time." Every day when I read that poem, it reminds me of my dad, the footprints that he left everywhere, indelibly, everywhere. And it puts us into a challenge. You see this sort of stuff? If he was the one that, anytime we want to do stuff, anytime we want to do anything, the challenge that comes to us is that, how will our dad have thought about it? How will he have done it? We face that challenge every day. They say he was a man of integrity. It's not what they say. We lived with it. He was integrity, humility, made into a human being. You understand? And it makes us every day have to toe that line. Although we falter here and there, but that guiding light is there for us. And I commit to this. I have no choice. We as Badeys, we have no choice. We must ensure that the legacy lives on, and then we make sure that anywhere and wherever he is, he will be smiling down with pride that, yes, we did well. Thank you.
And we'll take the last speech from Swagi Badey. After that, the chairman of the Board of Trustees will round up this session. And also, the chairman will be speaking on why everyone should commit financially to this project. Mr. Swagi Badey.
Thank you. You know, good evening, everybody. Actually, this project was inspired, so much inspired, because we waited for so many years and we could not see why a man who sacrificed his time, sacrificed his all, could not even be remembered. Most times when I drive through Gokana, I used to wonder, couldn't they even name a patch of garden in his name for a man who brought about the local government? Till now, I am stunned by that. And so it became a challenge. We can't let his name die. And so we are doing this. And I don't want to say so much, because the actual unveiling has been done by our chairman, and the visual representation of this, what we have before us, is going to be demonstrated on the screen. And that is when I'm going to explain to all of us gathered here what it symbolizes. And I am so grateful to our chairman, Senator Ben Birabi, Senator Andrew Chendu, Sir Pascal Nale, Mr. Aloiga, Michael Aloiga, Otumba Oweye, my younger brother here, and Sarah Badey, the rest of the members of the board, Chief Adoage Norte, for the intellectual, contributions that led to what we have before us today. We intend to bring about a change in Ogoni. We are not talking about what happened again. We will reflect on it to make a better future. But it is time for forgiveness. It is time for us to know that even if you are moving towards peace, we must always remember the fact that those who are pursuing peace must not walk into a trap that will take their lives. This is our goal. And I thank you all.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think now we come to the meat of this presentation, which is the launching. And I'm chairman of the Board of Trustees, but I'm not the chief launcher. But as chairman, I will start. I think we must put some money down today. We must raise some money here today. I'm starting with a donation of 5 million naira.
Thank you so much, sir.
Chairman, I support it with 1 million naira.
Thank you, sir.
From my pension, I'm going to cough out 1 million naira.
Thank you so much, sir.
I'll be supporting with 400,000 naira.
Thank you, sir.
And 1 million naira for my humble self, please.
Thank you, sir. Otuba Shegowoye. Now, the microphone will come down here while the chairman and others will remain on the podium, and we'll be calling on distinguished personalities to also support this project.
On behalf of the Badey family, we will bring 4 million naira.
Thank you so much. And permit me, please, if you're willing, you might kindly indicate, but I will call on some of our distinguished guests who are already seated. Sir Akot Aduke White, please.
I'll support the initiative with 1 million naira.
Thank you so very much. I don't know if it is appropriate to speak to Justice Agumagu. May I approach you, sir? Thank you, sir.
I want to identify with this project with a sum of 500,000.
Thank you so very much. And Madam, okay, Madam, we announce.
On behalf of the Nenu family, we support the project with 500,000.
Thank you so much. Do you want to announce your support for the project? You don't want to announce. Thank you so much, ma. Sir, you want to announce? Thank you, sir. All right, so they'll get back to you on that. Yes, sir.
So this is a seed we are sowing today. The Board of Trustees will meet, and then we can design and decide how to raise funds to carry out this project. And keep your ears and doors open, because we might come back to everybody that has anything that they can offer. Thank you very much.
So very much, sir. Thank you so much, the chairman. Now, can we just have displayed on the screen the 3D of this project and the cultural performances? Get ready. We're rounding up. Cultural performances, please get ready. We're rounding up now. Can we have the 3D of this? And Mr. Swage Badey, you want to stay behind just for 2 minutes to talk to the 3D that is being displayed on the screen right now. Just 2 minutes.
Thank you everyone for coming. I'm Tammy Joshua, Director of Research and Communications for the Albert Badey Center of Development. The 3D model is going to be showing, and then the essence of the Albert Badey Center of Development is to create a hub where young people can be developed, impacted, guided, to carry on and imbibe the virtues that late Albert Tombari Badey eschews, the virtues he lived by. Everybody, if you listen to the interview, everybody who spoke about him talked about his diligence, his eye for details, his ability to be able to recruit very smart people. So we are going to be looking at the PowerPoint presentation. I'll be doing a short run while the presentation comes up. And now I'm going to be calling the architect who designed, to speak for just a very short time, what was the vision that was sold to him. And after which, I will also call the founder, Mr. Swage Badey, to speak. So let's see the model come on stage quickly, please. Quickly, please. The essence of the foundation and then the model which is being built is to ensure that the legacy which was formed and then lived by late Albert Tombari Badey continues. And then it's not going to continue. Okay, it's already showing. Okay, so let me allow the architect come on stage to briefly explain, because we have the book center. The book center starts for, the books events starts for Badey, Orage, Kobani, and Sarawiwa. And then that's the books event center. That's just one of the unique areas in the entire building. Let's get the architect who did the model, Mr. McCarthy, to come up quickly and speak just for 2-3 minutes. Please put your hands together for Mr. McCarthy. He did a wonderful thing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my name is Makati Maduvier. Permit me to talk from this area because of the screen so I can easily relate. So we're talking about the design of the architectural design of the ABCD Center for Development, which is about Badey Center for Development. The design was done not just as a random design, it was done with certain precisions in mind to ensure that design has community engagement, its design is sustainable and functional, and above all, it's aesthetically pleasing. Now, the design of this Albert Badey Center for Development is made up of various segments. We'll move to the side plan, so we'll talk about that. On the area tagged A, it's where we have the book hall. The book hall is an event center that has a 1,000 capacity. We'll talk more about it on the floor plan. On the area tagged B, it's where we have the Albert Badey Center for Development, which is more of the headquarters for the NGO, where all the operational activities takes place. Now, on the area tagged C, it's an institution for public administration. Now, the institution of public administration houses an auditorium where symposiums could take place and other social and learning activities which would help promote and bring out good leaders from our society. Moving on the area tagged D, which is the building 3, we have the ABCD library. Now, research is a key factor for humans because we need to know our origin to ascertain certain decisions and things. Now, the ABCD library would have books, both it's going to be an e-library and a normal library where you have books for research and for reading. We have 2 main gardens, the garden tagged E and the garden tagged F, which were named after river sons to immortalize them. So moving on into the floor plan for the Albert Badey Center for Development, which is the headquarters, the floor plan comprises of 2 sections. From the reception, we'll move into the multiple meeting rooms. That the multiple meeting rooms is comprised of 7 meeting areas that are named after indigenous Ogoni leaders to immortalize them. These meeting areas are lettable. They have, as you can see, these are the interior designs of the meeting areas. They could house at least 35 people at a time for various meetings. Now, we also have a cafeteria within this facility.
Thank you so much.
We have 2 halls, just 2 minutes, please. We have 2 auditoriums of 750 capacity and 300 capacity within this facility. Moving on to the book event center, which is the 1,000 capacity hall. The hall has an area for gatherings, just as we have. And we design it such a way that it is dividable to house 2 different activities at the same time without each activity interfering with one another. Now,
thank you so much. I think that will do. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Fantastic. Now, all the explanation about this center is available at the website. Please kindly visit the website, and we have a vivid description of the center. Very distinguished personalities. There is a grave omission made while we were acknowledging the dignitaries here, and the protocols made some error in recognition, and I must apologize profusely. I apologize profusely for some personalities whom were not mentioned. My apologies sincerely, and I must apologize particularly to Chief Abihat. Chief Abihat, my apologies, sir, that you were not recognized. I sincerely apologize for that. Please, can we put, thank you so much, sir. Thank you, thank you. You're a wonderful gentleman. Thank you so much, Chief Abihat. My apologies. And also, I must also apologize sincerely, with utmost sincerely, to someone who's my boss. She's a veteran broadcaster with the BBC for several years. She's been seated all this while, and I don't know why the protocol did not see it fit to let us introduce her. A veteran journalist of international repute, an international writer, and former media assistant to the Minister of Transportation. We have with us Dono Kobara. Please, my apologies, madam. I sincerely apologize for that omission. I apologize. Thank you so very much. Now, to round up all of these, I'll be calling the first son of Chief Albert Badey, Swagi Badey. He's going to speak just for 2 minutes, and after the 2 minutes, we will have entertainment as we begin to wrap up this activity. Mr. Swagi Badey, you have the floor now. Mr. Swagi Badey. Can we have Mr. Swagi, please? Mr. Swagi, please could you bring down the music? Bring down the music. Thank you so much. Could you bring down the music a little bit? Thank you so much. Bring down the music. Bring down the music. Thank you. Can you bring down the music?
Don't worry, we'll come down.
Here I am to worship, here I am to bow down, here I am to say that you're my God. You're altogether lovely, altogether worthy, altogether wonderful to me.
Calm down. Good evening, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Today is a special day for the entire Badey family. It is a special day for me, for the Ogoni people. It is also a special day in Rivers State. Why do I say so? Same day, a Saturday, on the 21st of May, 1994, my gentle, peace-loving father walked into a trap, and he was murdered. And when you say he was murdered, I see that as an understatement. You must qualify the murder. He was gruesomely murdered. And then gruesome is not even enough, because he was butchered. And nobody saw his body. We never saw his body till today. We have been traumatized over the years. It's 32 years now. And as a family, his birthday today is a gift of forgiveness to the perpetrators of that crime. I want to look back, and I will say that if my dad was alive today on a wheelchair, he would do the same. He would say, let's just do our best to make Ogoni better. And that's what we are going to stand on now. And so I find it's necessary that I speak to the Ogoni people. I hope we have enough Ogoni people in this hall right now as we're speaking, as I'm speaking rather. And I remember very clearly, vividly, on the 21st of May, what happened. I actually was at a friend's residence. I spent the night with a friend, and I had a dream just between 4, 5 a.m. And what happened? I saw my father that he was dead. He was attacked and he died. I was worried. And I told myself, quickly get back to the house. I got to the house late because it was a sanitation day. So I couldn't move. Before I got a taxi to leave where I was and get to the house, my dad was already gone for a meeting. Everybody heard what Toby said about punctuality. They keep to time. I was with my sister, I think. And of course, he was the first to attend that meeting in Gokana. So I was back in the house, and the next thing I heard, the driver came, he said, there's blood all over your father's face, this, that, that. And I said, what are you doing here if people were beating him? He said there was nothing he could do. Eventually, because he wasn't a rich man, but people believed that we had so much money. And I got a taxi again because I didn't have access to the keys to the car in the house. Ran to the police commissioner, who took me to the governor. And then we got security operatives with my late uncle and got to Gokana. It was a very gory sight. I got into the palace, everywhere, blood, and rescued Al-Haji Kubani and Chief Pai, who was unconscious. And I was there in that taxi. People were jubilating with leaves, and they were celebrating that they have killed the vultures. My father now became a vulture in Ogoni, a man who walked his way to success, making the best result in West Africa in the arts. He walked his way through the civil service without any form of malfeasance. He walked his way through the civil service and ensured that Ogoni became better. He provided electricity to the Ogonis when the opportunity came. He created an opportunity for 4 more local governments to be available to the Ogoni people. He was not rich. I was rebellious. I know. And because I was worried, I said, this man, you're in position. Sometimes I travel with him, and we'll get on official trips like he did with my sisters. And I'll get to Abuja, in the hotel where he kept us. And you know one funny thing? He will say, eat. That was what was allotted to him. And he will tell me he will have his own food outside. And at the end of that trip, he's going to retire whatever government gave to him back to the system. I couldn't understand that. Now I'm older, I understand. It's about integrity. And such a man who had all the opportunity to make himself rich, provided opportunities like scholarships for the Ogonis, and we will ask, can't I go abroad to study? And he says, nepotism. He did all that, and yet he was killed by the very people he loved. How sad. Now, after his death, cannibalism was entrenched in Ogoni. I can keep mentioning on and on. We have one Sunday Boko from Kedere who was taken away, his body never to be seen. We have another Sunday Boko, Sunday Godo. He was taken away, his body never to be seen. There was Joe Pago, who was killed and left in the boot of his car. There is Po Baripata, who was killed and we never saw his body again. The chief of Bomu was killed. So it has become a pattern in Ogoni where innocent people are killed. How can we go on like that? The gift my father has for Ogoni today put a stop to all of that. And I think we can move forward if we begin to embrace that attitude. And number one, how do we do that? I feel that the leaders of Ogoni must be sincere to themselves. It is time for them to come in. Wherever we have differences, let the differences unite us. It is through dialogue and then, purposeful discussions without malice or any form of grudge that is unnecessary that can bring about the change we are talking about. So, my ladies and gentlemen, that is my message this evening. And as I was talking, I just recalled one day, in those my rebellious days, I took the car from the house and I drove past government house. As I was driving, my father was coming out of government house and he saw the car. He said, "Driver, chase him." And I drove. I got to Ogunabali. I was just running, and that was the day my dad knew I knew how to drive. So I was taking the next turn. I saw his hand out of the car from my rear mirror. He was saying stop. He was worried. And as soon as I saw his hand, I told myself, stop. Because I was stressing him. And I parked. And from then on, he came out of the car, got into the car with me and said, "Drive me home." And we got home. That earned me a trip to Abuja, where he had to talk to me about life. That was the kind of person he was. I call upon all Ogoni people. We have no more grudges in our heart. I am on a few platforms and I hear a lot of things that are going on within the Ogoni circle. From today, I'm not part of anything that has to do with me dragging me into a cesspit of continuous acrimony, where chaos is constantly fueled without any positivity or gains that will help the society. So I thank you for your time, and I say, Albert Badey says, "Forgive, I have forgiven." I call on my brothers and sisters and all who believe in peace to always pursue peace, because peace is the only way forward. But with a cautionary note, ensure that you do not walk into a trap. Thank you very much, and may God bless you all.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Swagi Badey, thank you so much. A very strong message to Ogoni. Very strong one. Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen. We're wrapping up this. We have the old boys of Federal Government College Ozuaka here, and led by Chief Abbey Hart. If you could come forward just for 60 seconds, and you're going to do your anthem, the anthem of the old boys, because that's the alma mater of Swagi Badey. Can we have them, please? You have just 2 minutes. Thank you so much, Chief Abbey. And please, that is a way again of saying my apologies. And I hope Don Okobara will say something. I mean, I've watched you on BBC. You will. You will. I've watched you on BBC. I've seen your commentaries. I've read about your commentaries. My apologies again that I didn't spot you out. My apologies. Even if it is 60 seconds, you've done a lot about Ogoni, about the Niger Delta. Your commentaries are of international standards. And I'm going to have you say something in 60 seconds, man. Yes, we'll send a microphone to them. Thank you. And thereafter, we have the cultural performances. Thank you. The anthem of Federal Government College, Ozuaka. Sorry. Methodist College, Ozuaka. Thank you so much, Methodist College. Here.
Yes.
Let's have the anthem. Methodist College, Ozuaka.
Yes, yes. His Excellency, the Governor of Rivers State, the Excellencies here present, our Justice James Agumagu, I want to stand all existing protocol. We are here from the Methodist College Ozuaka, where our old boy, Albert, T. Badey attended. All of them around me here. Some left in the 70s, others in the 80s, I think one or two in the year 2000 and so. I am the only person here that could talk about our late Albert T. Badey. I was in Form 1 in 1958 at Methodist College, Zouakole, and he was in upper 6th. That is the A-levels. He was rounding up his A-levels. So I was in Form 1 and he was in Form 6, and I could say a lot about him. I can talk about him, but time is at a premium for all of us here today. My president will deliver a very short tribute that we've written, since many of you will not get around to reading what we have written. But I want to say quickly, it will be said in the tribute, but above everything else that was said, our late Albert T. Badey was a star footballer at Methodist College, Zouakole. First 11 outsider, outside left. And he was a good cricketer, and indeed a good sportsman, combining brain with his excellent games record. So please, my president, young as he is, will deliver a very short speech, and then we'll sing the college hymn.
Thank you, Your Excellencies. This is a tribute to Chief Albert Badey by Methodist College Old Boys Association, Port Harcourt branch. We write this tribute in honor of a highly respected and distinguished old boy, DOB, of Methodist College Zouakole, Chief Albert T. Badey. Chief Badey was an outstanding student. He was a star of the level football team, dominating the forward left wing with a brilliance in team spirit. Despite being in the upper 6 form in 1958, one of our elder distinguished old boy, Sealabo Reginald Abe, MON JP Captain Hart 13, Grand Bonny Kingdom, class of 1962, here with us today records that he and the junior boys were not, or from one, were not intimidated by him, but genuinely inspired by the warm friendship and spirit of comrade, which Badey's game record was exemplary, a feat he obtained seamlessly with academic excellence. His Cambridge O-level results were at the top of his class, and his higher school certificate A-level was recorded as the best in the whole West Africa in 1958. In 1991, Chief Badey was among the first set of Methodist College Zouakole boys to be honored with the coveted award of Distinguished Old Boy, DOB. The DOB award is bestowed on select alumni who have distinguished themselves in higher professional careers and chosen field of endeavor. One Chief Badey distinguished himself in the civil service, serving at various times in permanent secretary, as permanent secretary, commissioner, secretary to the Rivers State government, and head of service. In attaining this lofty heights in his career, he joined a memorable head Panton and now takes his rightful place among the old boys who have Methodist College Zouakole, and eminent proudly walking down memory lane. We recall Dr. Michael Ihonu Kara Opara, Premier of Eastern Nigeria, Dr. Clement Ison, first indigenous governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, later governor of Cross River State, Sir Herbert Udoma, KBE, lawyer and justice of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. We have Chief Bole Nano Wikina, distinguished librarian from Kono, Ogoni, Chief PG Wamate, a founding father of River State, Wamit, Mr. BM Wifa, OFN, SN, DSSR, lawyer and senior advocate of Nigeria, Chief Healthcare Ofori, First African Executive Director, SPDC, Shell, Omeopre Sibo, Mr. Justice Bartley B. Pepple, Justice of this Court of Appeal.
Permit me to interject. At this moment, can we just take the anthem of the college? Thank you so much.
It is a tradition that anywhere we go, we identify with the... This is not old boys' anthem. It is the college anthem. The school was founded in 1923. So that college is 103 years old. So this hymn is as well 103 years old. I have the permission of Alabo to signal the members to start this song. It is contained in Methodist hymn book, hymn number 64. We are going to take only the first stanza. Praise to the Lord, the Almighty, the King of creation. Oh, my soul, praise him, for he is thy health and salvation. All ye who hear, brothers and sisters, draw near. Join him in glad adoration.
And thank you so very much.
Amen.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much.
Old members, Methodist College, Zwakale Old Boys, thank you so much, Port Harcourt branch. And finally, I'm going to call on the veteran broadcaster of international repute, Donoko Bara. Donoko Bara, please, you just say something to us. I mean, you are a repertoire of knowledge on issues concerning Niger Delta from your repertoire on international broadcasts platform. Thank you so much. And the dancers, get ready as we're wrapping up activities here.
Okay, thank you very much. I want to thank everybody who took the trouble to come today to honor Uncle Albert Badey, great friend of my father, great citizen of Bodo City, great citizen of the world, and Rivers State and Nigeria. And considering the terrible way in which he went to meet his maker, I've heard a lot said today about the need for forgiveness. And I'm all in favor of forgiveness as long as we get respect from the people who caused this crisis. Thank you very much.
And thank you so much, Donoko Bara. Thank you so much. So again, we're going to take the vote of thanks. Can I have the leave of Swagi Badey for the vote of thanks before we welcome the cultural dancers, please? The vote of thanks. Swagi Badey. Okay. Can we have the vote of thanks? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Swagi Badey, please. Okay. Can I have the chairman of the organizing committee to give the vote of thanks? Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Official vote of thanks. Distinguished elders, eminent personalities, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the steering committee, the various subcommittees, and the board of trustees of the Albert Badey Center for Development, ABCD, we wish to express our profound appreciation to all who have graced this historic occasion. marking the 90th posthumous birthday celebration of late Albert Tombari Badey. We are deeply honored by your esteemed presence, which has added great significance and dignity to this celebration. Your participation reflects a shared commitment to the ideas of peace, unity, and progressive development, values which late Albert Tombari Badey exemplified throughout his lifetime. We particularly acknowledge and appreciate the presence of our revered traditional rulers, distinguished leaders, and the illustrious sons and daughters of Ogoni from Gokana, Kana, Tai, and Eleme, as well as our friends and partners from across River State and beyond. Your solidarity stands as a testament to the enduring relevance of the legacy we celebrate today. The successful hosting of these events, including the unveiling of the proposed Albert Badey for Development ABCD, would not have been possible without the dedication, sacrifice, and tireless efforts of members of the steering committee, subcommittees, and all volunteers who work diligently behind the scene. We sincerely commend and appreciate your commitment to excellence. As we conclude this memorable commemoration, we do so with a renewed sense of purpose and responsibility. It is our collective hope that the vision embodied in the Albert Badey Center for Development will continue to inspire meaningful impact in the areas of education, leadership, peace building, and community development for generations to come. We thank you all most sincerely for your presence, your support, and your unwavering belief in this noble cause. May the soul of late Albert Tombari Badey continue to rest in perfect peace, and may his legacy forever guide us forward in unity and progress. To God be the glory. Thank you all.
And thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for your coming. And now I welcome Akuni Cultural Group that will be giving us some lovely presentation. And again, thank you for coming. Thank you for staying behind. Let's welcome the cultural troupe, please. Thank you.